Welcome to 10-Minute Violin. I'm Miguel Ramirez, and this is the Violin Bow Hold Part 2 10-minute practice video. Remember to watch the Violin Bow Hold Part 2 training session before starting this video, and always go back to it if you need to refresh yourself on the details of these exercises. Follow the links below to book an online private lesson with me or John, and as always, please subscribe, hit the bell to be notified every time a new video comes out, and like and share it with your friends. Alright, let's get started. First, we have bow slides on 4 fingers. Get our fingers right place there, and then simply slide the bow all the way to the tip. All the way back. And it's just like the pencil slides, but we're doing this with the bow. So we have that same angle across all 4 fingers, and we have to make sure that those 4 fingers are in good relationship to each other. And one more time, back to the frog. Next is thumb placement with still bow. So again, just like the pencil exercise, we have the fingers in their proper places, and we're simply putting the thumb now on that marking that's partly on the frog and partly on the winding. And we're doing that same exercise we did with the pencil before, but now on the bow. Couple more, and that's it. Next is bow slides with 4 fingers and the thumb. And so again, this is just a variation of our previous pencil exercise, but we're doing it throughout the whole bow now, all the way to the tip, trying to make sure that those fingers stay in the good relationship to each other, thumb always across from the middle finger. And as we get back to the frog, double check that everything's still in a good place. If you notice that all my fingers now, when I get to the frog, the markings were all covered up, right? Covered up by the frog when I get to the frog. Double check. Grip here at the frog. No more markings. They're all covered up by the frog. And then we're back all the way to the tip. And then bring it back to the frog. Double check it, and that's it. Next is a bow release slide. So we start with our checking our good bow hold there, and go ahead and start releasing the thumb, letting that bow slide all the way to the tip. And don't forget to do this over a pillow or a bed, so that way in case you drop your bow, it's not going to damage the bow. You'll also feel more confident in releasing your thumb if you know that it's not a big deal if you drop it. Okay, I'm going to try that 3rd time here. Check your bow hold, start to release. If you feel like you're releasing a lot with your thumb, that means that you're probably pressing too hard with your thumb. So it doesn't take much to release the bow and let the bow slip. If it does take a lot of release, that means you're probably pressing too hard. And on the same token, or on the other side of the token, when you do give a little pressure to your thumb, notice it doesn't have to be that much to stop the bow from slipping in your hands. So I'll do this a couple more times. All the way to the tip. Check your bow hold. Make sure all the way throughout that your thumb is across from the middle finger. And one last time through. And that's it. Next is the index finger and pinky seesaw. So we'll get our thumb and our middle finger there right at the balance point in their places. And we're going to tap this side for the pinky. And then we're going to tap this side for the index finger. And to the pinky again. Index finger again. And now we'll toggle back and forth between the index finger and the pinky. I'm going to check the contact points on my fingers. Looks good. And we're back and forth between the two fingers there. Remember, the ring finger is off the stick the whole time. And as you get better at this, you could go even faster between the two. Next are the pinky push-ups, starting at the balance point, which I have marked here again with my yellow tape there. Get my bow hold correct, and then we start our pinky push-ups just like we did on the pencil. This should feel very much like the pencil, right? And then what we're going to do from here is move a little bit towards the frog, and that makes the bow feel a little heavier on the tip side. And then we move a little closer to the frog, and that move really made it heavier. And so now my pinky is getting more of a workout. If this is all you can do, just stay here. Or if this is too hard, go back to closer to the balance point. But I'm going to continue because I want to try to all get to the frog. And you know, you stay where you are, and it's totally okay. Because eventually you'll be able to add a little bit at a time, and you'll be able to get to the frog. But for those of you who want to get all the way to the frog, I want to be able to do that with you. Okay. You still may be close to the balance point at this point, and that's fine. Just stick with there. Like I said before, it's better that your form is correct than that you're like not doing these exercises closer to the frog. If you're doing those incorrectly, that wouldn't be good. But here we are at the frog now, and that's it. Next is bow liftoffs using pinky push-up and crab crawl. So I have my left arm outstretched here, and I do my pinky push-up, and it lifts the bow off my arm. And I'm going to crab crawl a little closer to the frog now and do the same pinky push-up. I'm going to crab crawl a little closer to the frog and again do the same pinky push-up. Got to make sure also that my thumb is still across from the middle finger. And I'm going to crab crawl closer to the frog and do that same bow lift off with my pinky push-up. And now I'm going to get all the way to the frog, and we're going to continue it here. And you can do these again closer to the balance point if you need to, or if you're better at this and more advanced at it, you can start closer to the frog. Next is pronation and supination with the bow, and we're going to start with the balance point here. check your bow hold, and do pronation, supination, pronation, supination. We're going to go closer to the frog. Supination, pronation, supination, pronation. A little closer to the frog. Same exercise. Now, if you've been doing this a while and you feel comfortable, you can always start this exercise closer to the frog from the beginning. And again, if you're not as experienced, you can do longer with the exercise at the balance point. We're going to go closer to the frog. Same exercise. Supination, pronation, supination, pronation. One more time. And that's it. Next is the pronation with leverage using the bow. And we're going to have our bow hold at the frog. Arm outstretched. Contact point in the middle. And we'll go ahead and begin using 3 fingers first. Pronate, pronate. And every time I'm getting the stick contacting the hair. You want to make sure you have a long sleeve shirt when you're doing this, so that way you don't get the oils from your skin on the bow hair. That's not good for them. We're going to put the other fingers down and do the same exercise. So again, this is a variation of that pencil exercise that we did previously. We'll lift the fingers off again if we lose the feel of it. And then we're going to put it on again. Pronate, 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 pronate. A few more times. And that's it. Last, we have the index and ring finger seesaw using the bow. So again, I start with my arm outstretched here, and with my ring finger I push the bow out toward my hand. With the index finger I bring it in towards the shoulder. With the ring finger I push it out towards the hand, and index finger I bring it towards the shoulder. And now we're going to push it out towards the hand and then adjust it to where it's straight. And then we're going to pull it in with the index finger and adjust my right arm to where the bow is straight now. And then back towards the hand, making the adjustments. Index finger in this way, making the adjustment that way. Ring finger out, making the adjustment, and index finger pull it in, and I make the adjustment.